Hello everybody, this is Mr. B. Welcome back to another episode of Ashecraft. This is episode 8, and I know it's been a while since the last episode, apologies for that, but I've spent a lot of time getting my ducks in a line, cleaning things up and organising my stuff. Things were getting really cluttered, but I feel like I'm on top of it now. And now that I've sorted everything out, I feel pretty motivated and I'm ready to start some awesome projects. But I also feel that this is probably a really good time to showcase briefly what I've got going on up to this point. So we're going to take a very brief trip down memory lane. In episode 1, I settled down in a nice spot. And I built the noob hole, which is now the BRUH. In episode 2, I did a mad amount of exploring, and I also set up a baby making unit for Albert and Doris. Episode 3, I made the basic iron farm. Could you learn to grow please? And I blew out a massive big doom hole using TNT, making a mob farm that doubles as a slime farm. Episode 4, I don't really want to talk about that one. Basically, I totally failed at taking on the ocean monument with Cinnamon lol. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, yeah. But then I went back for a major win. Then I compensated for the rest of my failures by building redstone. Episode 5, we tackled the Wither and the Ender Dragon, and we built the melon and pumpkin farm. Seriously, I don't mean to flex, but just look at these emeralds. I would say that episode 6 was my favourite. We brought a live shulker back from the end. Come back, please. Yes! And then we continued with an end raid. Bye then. In episode 7, I really went ham on getting the BRUH to a good, solid start, with some trial and error getting Radical Harry into his containment chamber. I also built a really good sugarcane farm and an ender pearl elevator, although it doesn't always work. Now, I'm going to be honest, I've done a lot of off-camera stuff too. First, I've moved the nether portal to the entrance zone, and I've also built a staircase to the entrance to those who don't like the ender pearl elevator. And to be fair, I don't blame them because it doesn't always work, although it is really awesome. And I've also built a super smelter. I really needed it. I've also made a storage area for the concrete, terracotta and wool. Again, really needed it. And you know that zombie grinder that I built? That kept attracting reinforcements that were spawning on the glass because it wasn't lit. So I've also done some underfloor lighting. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I've done up to this point. So we're going to continue, and I'm going to start by doing an Enderman farm. Wait, hold up. We have a concrete factory? I am intrigued. Oh, that's cool. So, concrete converter. Ah, it's one of the simple ones. Maintenance. Ah, I see. Ah, that's brilliant. That's really cool. So, if you guys don't know what this is a concrete duplicator that uses the end portal frames. That is excellent because now we can duplicate some concrete powder, and if I build my concrete machine, we have infinite concrete to our disposal. I am really loving that. Anyway, that's not what I came here for, so let's go into the end. Right, the main island is that way. So we're going to build 128 blocks out into the void. Basically, Enderman can't spawn on or teleport to any water blocks, so we're going to make a canal that goes out 128 blocks, and it's going to lead to the main farm. Before I start building the farm, I'm going to need a ton of blocks, and I'd like to stick with the end theme. So I'm going to tidy this place up a little bit and keep all of the end stone that I get, and then I'm going to use the end stone to build the main farm. Yeah, this place is a mess, so this is going to take a while. I think I'm going to time-lapse me tidying this place up. So, yeah, sit back and enjoy. Okay, I cleaned up the area and I did a 49.5 radius of endstone all the way around. That's a 99 block circumference of endstone. And it kind of encapsulates the pillars quite nicely. I think it looks a lot tidier than it did. But the bonus of cleaning this area is the amount of endstone that we got. So now we have all this endstone, I can build the route out to the farm. And then we can build the farm itself. So this is going to be the way down to the farm. And this takes you down to Y level 15. The reason I'm not building any lower than this is because I have a lot of redstone under the farm. I know that building in the lowest sub-chunks increases the spawn rate, but I'm going to have to build on Y level 15, and I'll show you why later. But this is the way back up, and basically we're going to build 128 blocks out into the void, and we're going to have a boat road. That's the most sensible option. And there we are, the boat road is finished, so now I would like to try and make this thing look a little bit more glamorous, because it looks very bland at the moment. So I'm going to hop into a creative world and see what I can come up with. Alright, I've been messing around in creative for quite a while, and this is what I've come up with. I personally think that this design looks the best. I really like how the sandstone blends in with the end stone. It normally doesn't. But in this circumstance, I think it's nice. And I don't really like this kind of design because I feel like it's a little bit too much purple. It looks quite childish in a way. So yeah, this is the kind of design that I'm going to go with. Now I just have to grind for some sandstone. Hopefully somebody sells some at spawn. But yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Well, it turns out that I actually had a lot of sandstone, because there was a time when I traded with Cinnamon Lol. I can't even remember what I traded. I think it was things for a carpet duper or something. But yeah, I'm not sure. But I do actually have a lot of sandstone, and a lot of chiseled sandstone. So, let's get going. Let's build this thing. The bridge is done. Now we're going to be working on the farm. There is one thing I do have to show you, so I'll hop over to creative and I'll show you what I've been designing. Alright, so on the Ashecraft server we have the More Mob Heads data pack installed, which means that occasionally Endermen will drop their heads. It's a rare chance. I think it's 1 in 5,000, but it's a chance nonetheless. So I needed to create a system that filters out the Enderman heads because we want to keep them. They're rare drops and they're awesome. But we still need to dispense the Ender pearls as quickly as possible. So I've had to create a system that does both. So let me demonstrate how the farm works. I'm going to simulate this by spawning in a load of Endermen. And these Endermen have an increased chance of dropping a mob head. So I'll swing my sword at these. So all of the Ender pearls are being dropped into the void. But all of the mob heads will end up in these chests underneath here. And I'll show you how that works. Alright, so there's some hopper minecarts in there that transfer the drops into these hoppers. And then they go around in a ring like this. They get picked up by these hoppers. And the mob heads end up in here. And the reason the mob heads do, but the ender pearls don't, the ender pearls go straight through because there's an item filter down here. And this item filter only selects ender pearls. So all of the ender pearls go down this dropper chain. And they end up into these auto droppers. And the way that the dropper system works is ender pearls go through here. And that sets off this comparator, which powers this piston. And the piston pushes this observer so that it's looking at this observer. That creates an automatic observer clock, and that powers this block here repeatedly, which powers this dropper. So all of the ender pearls that are in this dropper get dispensed into the void. I hope I've explained that quite well. I mean, this thing does look a bit of a monstrosity, especially for people who aren't redstoners. Yes, and double carpets stop endermen spawning. That's why I've done double carpets down here. So that's all of that explained. Let me just demonstrate down here. If I grab a few ender pearls, they get dispensed, and then this will retract as soon as the dropper is empty. Like that. I'll also show you how the top part of the system works. First I made a ring of hoppers like this, going around a solid block. Then I placed a wall and a couple of rails. Then I got some hopper minecarts and pushed them towards the wall. Broke the rails and the wall. Then I did the same thing. I placed walls like this and rails around. Pushed hopper minecarts towards the wall. Break the rails and walls so that they're all sat over the hoppers like this. Then I got some solid blocks and I just placed in some concrete powder like this. So all of the hopper minecarts are just neatly under this concrete powder. And then I just place some slabs on the top. And then anything that I throw on here will just get picked up by the hopper minecarts. They'll end up in this hopper line and they'll end up in one of these 4 hoppers here. Then all I did was place solid blocks around the edge, like this, and some trapdoors. There you are, it's really simple, it's neat, it's effective, and it can be utilised in a lot of different mob farms. Now I've just got to build it on the Ashecraft server, and I'm not going to time-lapse it because I've done enough time-lapses for this episode. So, 11 by 11 platform at y equals 1, and double carpets, and a hole in the middle. And now the auto droppers are in place. I'm actually placing double carpets on top of the pistons as well because I think Enderman can spawn on them. And then I realised that I didn't actually need to do that because the item sorters are going above. Now the item sorters are in place, now we just need to do the circle of hoppers and the hopper minecarts on top. And now the killing area is in place. Honestly, I've built these hundreds of times before, but every single time I forget how many blocks the Endermen need to drop before they get down to half a heart. I think it's 43. So I'm going to have to test that out. Yep, it's 43. This guy should be a one-punch kill, yes. So it's 43 blocks. So now I've built 43 blocks up. And I'm going to build a great big platform here, but before I do that, I'm going to summon an Endermite. And the reason for the Endermite is that they're going to lure the Enderman off the edge so that they fall down here. And yeah, we're going to have to kill these guys for just a little bit longer because we need the ender pearls. And knowing my luck, we'll probably need a lot of ender pearls. 2.5 blocks is how high up the Endermite is going to be relative to the Enderman platform. So we're going to place down some rails. Then we have to... This is the fun part. Now we have to try and get an Endermite, name it, and then put it in the minecart. It just won't let you name an Endermite no matter what you do once you've got it in the minecart. So you absolutely have to name it first, and then put it in a minecart. So we're going to give it a go. Well, I've already used 1.5 stacks of ender pearls, and nothing yet. 2 stacks and nothing. Come on, 3rd stack lucky. Oh! There's one! Okay, so... Don't you dare move, punk! Yeah, you get... No. Please don't... Oh, why? Did he... Ah, that's so annoying. Oh, no, that's even more annoying. Oh. Yeah, I knew it was going to be like this. And that's why I brought spares. If things like that keep happening, I might have to enclose this. Oh, there he is. Hey, punk, what you doing? Can you get up scaffolding? I bet you can't. Nope. I wonder if he can climb carpets. Oh yeah, mobs don't like carpets, do they? Alright then, that's good. Hopefully he'll stay there. Right, come over here, please. Oh, come on. There, right, stay... Stay there. Now minecart. Wait, I've got to name him for... Oh wait, he is named. What am I doing? Yes. Yes! Awesome! Did it. Now I just have to push him fully onto there. Please. That's good. Oh, no! Ooh! That was close. That could have ended bad. Alright, fireworks. Let's get back up there. Right, we did it. We got an endermite into a minecart. So now we can build the main platform. Well, this is a good sign. They are actually spawning while I'm building this thing. I have finished the platform, and as you can see, it's working. Really, really well. Let's fly on over here. Yep. Look at how well that's working. Awesome. Alright, so let's go down and test the thing. Yep, this is working. This is definitely working. That is awesome. So now we're going to make an enchanting setup. Probably over to the left. To the right, sorry. The enchanting setup over here. And I'm also going to make this place quite cozy. I'm going to add some sofas, some decoration of all sorts. I'd probably plant pots with ferns, all that kind of good stuff. and we're going to make this into the Ender Lounge. So I've AFK'd here for 5 minutes, and there's an Enderman head. So it's working exactly the way that I intended it to work. I've decided to make this platform a little bit bigger, because the follow range of the Enderman is actually greater than what this is currently set as. So we might as well go for the maximum spawning efficiency that we can possibly get. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's already efficient enough. But let's go crazy with this thing. Alright guys, I've completely finished the farm. It is absolutely 100% complete. Alright, this is the official entrance to the Ender Lounge, and then we drop down here. Land in the water, and there's a couple of chests here with boats in them, or that one is supposed to have boats in it. I just haven't got round to putting them in yet. But we get in a boat, and we boat our way. You can also elytra your way through this, there's enough room, and hopefully people don't go splat on the walls. I don't think they would if they're good at flying. Just look at the Enderman falling. That's absolutely nuts. And then we can walk our way down here to the fantastic Ender Lounge. So over here we have an enchanting setup, and we can also disenchant. We can put some enchantments on our armor and tools and weapons. Yeah, my stuff is in a bit of a mess right now because I've been really busy. And I haven't really had the chance to sort any of my stuff out. But yeah, there's little seating areas where you can come in here. You can get probably some food and a beverage. Something like that. And then I also have these chests here, which I'm probably just going to shove full of ender pearls that I pick up from around the edge of the farm. To be honest, you don't really pick up that many, so it's not really a problem. But yeah. And then we also have a nice view into nothingness, I guess. It's pretty cool. So that's everything, and then we can also come down here and grab the mob heads that we get. And so far I've had about 5 mob heads. Anyway, that is the Ender Lounge in its entirety. Wow, we just got an Enderman head. That's brilliant. Well, that's awesome. What a good way to end the episode. Well, that's all the time that I have for this episode. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I definitely have enjoyed building this thing. It's really good, and I'm going to get so much use out of this. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did enjoy it, then please leave a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please subscribe. It would really make my day. Anyway, I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers!